In the heart of Russia's political landscape stands a figure whose influence spans decades, shaping the nation's trajectory and leaving an indelible mark on global affairs. Behind the Iron Curtain, the Putin story delves into the extraordinary life and complex legacy of Russian President Vladimir Putin. Born into a post-war Leningrad, Vladimir Putin's journey is a testament to resilience and ambition. From his early days in the KGB to ascending to the pinnacle of Russian power, Putin's story intertwines with the tumultuous history of the Soviet Union's collapse and Russia's subsequent transformation. This documentary unravels the enigma of Putin's persona, exploring the pivotal moments that defined his leadership style and worldview. Join us on this captivating journey through the life and legacy of Vladimir Putin, a man whose influence extends far beyond the borders of his country, shaping the course of history in the 21st century. Early life and political career. Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin was born on October 7, 1952 in Leningrad, Soviet Union, now Saint Petersburg, Russia. Growing up in a working-class family, Putin's early years were shaped by the aftermath of World War II and the challenges faced by Soviet society during the Cold War era. His father, Vladimir Spiridonovich Putin, was a submariner in the Soviet Navy, while his mother, Maria Ivanovna Putin, worked in a factory. As a young man, Putin showed an interest in martial arts, particularly judo, which he began practicing at the age of 12. This discipline instilled in him a sense of discipline, focus, and physical fitness that would later become characteristic of his leadership style. Putin pursued higher education at Leningrad State University, where he studied law and developed a keen interest in intelligence work. During his university years, he joined the Communist Party of the Soviet Union and became involved in various political activities. After graduating in 1975, Putin embarked on a career in the Soviet security services. He joined the KGB, Committee for State Security, and underwent training at the Andropov Red Banner Institute, specializing in intelligence and counterintelligence operations. His early assignments included working as a KGB officer in East Germany, where he gained first-hand experience in espionage and surveillance. Putin's time in the KGB honed his skills in analysis, strategic thinking, and decision-making under pressure. These experiences would later serve him well in his political career, where he demonstrated a pragmatic and often calculated approach to governance and international relations. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 marked a turning point in Putin's career. Like many former KGB officers, he transitioned to civilian life and entered the world of politics. His early roles included working for the mayor of Saint Petersburg, Anatoly Sobchak, where he gained valuable experience in administrative and political management. By the mid-1990s, Putin had relocated to Moscow and was appointed to various positions within the Russian government. His rapid ascent through the ranks reflected not only his competence, but also his ability to navigate the complexities of post-Soviet politics and power struggles. Rise to power. Vladimir Putin's rise to power was marked by a combination of strategic moves, political acumen, and circumstances that allowed him to navigate the complex landscape of post-Soviet Russia. In the early 1990s, Putin's career trajectory took a significant turn when he worked as an advisor to Anatoly Sobchak, the mayor of Saint Petersburg. This period provided Putin with valuable insights into local governance and political dynamics, setting the stage for his future roles on the national stage. Putin's move to Moscow in 1996 marked a pivotal moment in his career. He joined the Russian government under President Boris Yeltsin, initially serving in relatively low-profile positions. However, his competence and loyalty to the administration quickly caught Yeltsin's attention. By 1998, Putin was appointed as the head of the Federal Security Service, FSB, one of Russia's main intelligence and security agencies. This role allowed him to further showcase his leadership abilities and gain valuable experience in national security matters. Putin's tenure at the FSB coincided with a period of significant challenges for Russia, including economic instability, political turbulence, and security threats. His handling of these challenges earned him a reputation as a capable and decisive leader within government circles. In December 1999, Boris Yeltsin resigned as president of Russia and appointed Putin acting president until official elections were held, and in March 2000, Putin was elected to his first term with 53% of the vote. Promising both political and economic reforms, Putin set about restructuring the government and launching criminal investigations into the business dealings of high-profile Russian citizens. Presidency and consolidation of power. Vladimir Putin's presidency, which began in 2000, marked a period of significant changes and developments in Russia's political landscape. During his early years in office, Putin focused on consolidating power, implementing reforms, and addressing key challenges facing the country. One of Putin's early priorities was to stabilize Russia's economy, which had been struggling with economic crises and structural challenges since the collapse of the Soviet Union. He pursued a series of economic reforms aimed at promoting growth, attracting foreign investment, and modernizing key sectors of the economy, such as energy and infrastructure. Putin also sought to strengthen the rule of law and combat corruption, issues that had plagued Russia's governance system for years. His administration implemented measures to streamline bureaucracy, improve transparency, and enhance accountability in public institutions. Internationally, Putin pursued a more assertive foreign policy, aiming to restore Russia's status as a global power. He engaged in diplomatic initiatives to strengthen ties with neighboring countries and major world powers while asserting Russia's interests in regional and international affairs. One of the defining moments of Putin's presidency was the Second Chechen War, which began in 1999 and continued into the early 2000s. Putin's handling of the conflict, characterized by a mix of military force and political negotiations, contributed to a relative stabilization of the region, although tensions persisted. Putin's leadership style during his first 2 terms as president was marked by a combination of pragmatism, toughness, and a focus on national security. He enjoyed widespread popularity among Russians, who saw him as a strong leader capable of restoring stability and order. Due to constitutional term limits, Putin was prevented from running for the presidency in 2008. That same year, presidential terms in Russia were extended from 4 to 6 years. However, when his protege Dmitry Medvedev succeeded him as president in March 2008, he immediately appointed Putin as Russia's prime minister, allowing Putin to maintain a primary position of influence for the next 4 years. Continued leadership and international relations. Vladimir Putin's continued leadership in the 2010s marked a period of both domestic consolidation and increased assertiveness in Russia's foreign policy. During this time, Putin faced various challenges and controversies while maintaining a strong grip on power. One of the key aspects of Putin's leadership during this period was his focus on modernizing Russia's economy and diversifying its sources of revenue. This included efforts to promote technological innovation, attract foreign investment, and develop new industries beyond traditional sectors like energy and natural resources. Putin also pursued policies aimed at strengthening Russia's national identity and cultural heritage. He emphasized traditional values, patriotism, and the promotion of Russian language and culture both domestically and internationally. On the international stage, Putin's administration navigated complex geopolitical dynamics, including tensions with Western powers over issues such as human rights, democracy, and territorial disputes. Russia's annexation of Crimea in 2014, following a controversial referendum, sparked international condemnation and led to strained relations with the European Union and the United States. The conflict in eastern Ukraine, which escalated in 2014 with the emergence of Russian-backed separatist movements, further strained Russia's relations with the West. Accusations of Russian military intervention in Ukraine, including the supply of arms and support to separatist forces, heightened tensions and led to economic sanctions against Russia by Western countries. Despite these challenges, Putin maintained a firm stance on Russia's interests in the region, emphasizing the importance of stability, security, and respect for Russia's historical ties with neighboring countries. His administration also sought to strengthen alliances with other major powers, such as China and India, in an effort to diversify Russia's diplomatic and economic partnerships. Russian-Ukrainian War. The Russian-Ukrainian War, also known as the Russo-Ukrainian conflict, is a significant geopolitical crisis with widespread consequences. It began in 2014 when Ukraine's pro-Russian president Viktor Yanukovych was ousted, leading to Russia annexing Crimea after a disputed referendum. This escalated tensions and sparked an armed conflict in eastern Ukraine between Ukrainian forces and Russian-backed separatists, particularly in the Donetsk and Luhansk regions. The conflict has involved sporadic fighting, ceasefire violations, and humanitarian crises, with accusations of aggression and human rights abuses from both sides. Russia has been accused of supporting the separatists with military aid, which it denies, claiming it is protecting Russian-speaking Ukrainians. The war has resulted in significant civilian casualties and displacement, strained Russia-West relations, and led to economic sanctions and diplomatic efforts for peace. Despite ongoing negotiations, the conflict remains unresolved with continued violence. As we conclude this journey through the life of Vladimir Putin, one thing becomes abundantly clear. His impact on Russia and the world stage is profound and enduring. From his early years marked by determination and ambition to his rise to power and shaping of Russia's modern identity, Putin's story is one of complexity and controversy. Through moments of triumph and challenges, Putin's leadership style and policies have shaped geopolitics, leaving a lasting legacy that continues to influence global affairs. As we reflect on his tenure and the events that have defined his rule, it becomes evident that the story of Vladimir Putin is far from over. His legacy, both praised and criticized, will continue to shape the narratives of Russian history and international relations for years to come.